I'm tucking in my shirt. Can I get some privacy?
No, only a couple 100,000 seen that.
No, that's not.
Yep, let's get the intro, please.
Oh my gosh.
Well, welcome back as he's still trying to get her all tucked in.
It's a perfect art of getting the shirt where it needs to be. You know, I'm proud of myself.
For getting that all tucked in?
No, I had to burn another hole on my belt in the right direction.
The skinnier way?
The skinnier way. That was years ago when I was skinny. So, anyways.
So we are working on combines plus vacuolating some corn out of other bends, so we're kind of in and out. Eric's got to get a wisdom tooth pulled out and
One cavity filled.
one cavity.
I think the dentist stole my flashlight.
I think it's on the feeder house.
No, that's my spare flashlight.
Oh.
For a
Is
dark,
it weird that we're just standing
for a
here?
very dark night. Hey, Brody.
What's up?
They call him Smalls.
The little sweet.
The little Swede.
No, that's my dog. Ray's little Swede.
So Eric, we had to replace the chopper belt here, and Eric got impatient.
Discharge beater belt.
Oh, yeah, it is, but it runs down somewhere here. Anyways, he got impatient and used the Sawzall to take it off, so we really don't know how it goes back on.
Well,
So now we got to disassemble more stuff. Like,
well, I've never seen something so buried. Should we just weld the pulleys together or something so they turn?
I think we got to take this off.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, the reason I didn't do that, I took the nut off, little P-clip. You know, we love our P-clips. They come off. And then John Deere put their bolt washer on there, so like you push a bolt through a hole and put on that grip washer so that the bolt don't fall off because you can't get to the back. It looked like too much work. It was 9 a.m. in the morning, so I put it back together and moved on. I'm going to replace that gearbox. You guys do this belt.
Yeah, it's going.
Oh my gosh. Can I pull from the bottom?
There we go.
Oh god.
See, it can be done, Eric.
Oh, we still got to try to sandwich it through on this one too, by the way.
All it took was Small's little hands to get in there.
Yeah, so now, let's see here. It's just got to get... You got any slack up there?
I don't think so.
They gave us a shorter belt. Get it off that.
Well, we got that one on. That goes to the discharge beater, but that's a 3-man project. 2 for sure. Absolutely for sure 2 people.
Yeah. And a lot of metal bending. And motivating.
Persuading is the
Yes.
word I like. There was some persuasion with a big bar, because it's a 2-rib belt. You have to twist it sideways to get it between a shield and the pulley right up in this area. That's tight. That ain't a in-field fix in 3-minute job.
You just wouldn't run the discharge beater.
On to project number 2, this pulley that goes right there had a fair amount of slop to it. It wasn't, were the bearings dry, do you think? Not really, but they had play, so during the inspection they said, yeah, we probably should replace these, which was pretty minor, but this thing weighs, what, 100 pounds?
It ain't light.
Not light, so we're gonna double man lift it up there.
Just putting it on is...
Okay, I guess we're just gonna big Swede lift.
Can I get the belt on before everything's tight?
Oh, that's nice, that's nice.
Okay, now where's all my nuts? I've lost my nuts. Bearings back in, pulley's on, belt's on, belt is tension. Some of you guys might be familiar with it, but on these combines, their belt tensioners are set up pretty nice. There's these little gauge arms, and you just tighten down the nuts and compress the spring so that it is the length of that gauge arm, and then you know you got the right tension on the belt. It's also nice throughout the fall harvest, looking around the combine, doing the morning maintenance, you can check those tensioner gauges, whatever that might be called, see if your belt is getting broken in and stretched a little bit, and you got to retighten it. So it's a quick visual to make sure everything is set how it's supposed to be throughout the fall. Alright, I am on top of the combine feeder house looking at the feed accelerator drum. So these things come with what they call serrated blades. These unbolt. We are going to take them off and put back swept. You can see that it's got a slight bend to it, also still serrated blades. The goal, we have no experience with this back swept style, but the goal is with that slight bend, it's a little easier on crops to improve our grain quality. We think we're getting a lot of cracked beans or cracked corn from the feed accelerator drum and not so much from the rotor. That's kind of the common, that's kind of what John Deere does. It seems like their feed accelerators cause that. So I'm going to put these on. There's a lot. We're going to do this for both combines. I hope these bolts aren't seized up too bad, but let the fun begin. If I drop a bolt, it won't go too far. Alright, I got one out. Here's a closer look at them. So these are completely straight. We've heard of people taking the end of these and kind of grinding them off, grinding down that lifted chunk to mimic what the back swept would do. After looking at these, it's not as drastic of a curve as I thought it would be for what we're buying, but I can see why people just grind these so that they're trying to be as gentle to the crop as they can without having to replace parts. But we're going to go with these and see how they work. We have been told that soybeans, it might not work as well, might not feed right with the back swept ones. Our main reason for going to them was also for edible beans, which we've been told they work good for that. But hopefully we don't have to change these for soybeans and we can run them for all three crops throughout the year. Because I'm already seeing how slow this is going to be, or how long of a process this is going to be to switch all these. Alright, got almost all of them in. We found a busted piece. This little channel or flat iron goes underneath the bars in there. We're going to have to replace that, and then we can actually finish this drum. That took an hour and a half or so, and I do not want to do the other combine. Okay, we are putting feed accelerator slowdown kits on both combines, and we got them shipped in. It is heavy. It is two different size pulleys that the belt goes around to spin the feed accelerator, and just changing the size of those pulleys, we can slow it down then. They are going on the right side of the combine. Got to take off a couple other pulleys that are just ran off the same shaft. They'll be reused, but the two main ones that spin that feed accelerator inside is what I'm changing. Never done this before. Instructions are only about 20 pages, so shouldn't be too bad.
So while Eric's teaching you how to fix a combine, look at me. I've been working on a semi that decided to blow an airbag. So this is the suspension system on a semi. It rides on these airbags, and well, when they get wore out and everything, they can split open and blow up. And then you lose your air on your trailer or truck, but then you drop your air and you can make it home. But this one was not because maybe the bag was so shot. The bag is, yeah, it's got some cracking, but I don't think it's shot. But what happened was the stud on the bottom of this bag decided to leave. And then it slid off of the pedestal. Look out, Toby. and rode sideways on this till this aluminum piece went bye-bye. Then it overextended the bag, blew it up. It was quite remarkable.
Junk?
Yeah, there's no stud on it. It was just riding long for the ride. Which brings me to think we maybe should check the other studs.
Yeah. Oh my. Look at this. It's like a John Deere manual in here.
I need a shower.
Yeah.
It was dripping down my neck. It's been misting
you
and
got-
raining and the roads are wet and they,
You got your shower then.
well, it's salty.
That was hard water, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Gotta go
Salt
get
water.
Go get inside your Connecticut shower. Okay, Brody, I've got the pulleys out. No, I've got the driver pulley out. The driver. So, if you can see, this one is quite a bit smaller than this. So on the feeder house, or on the feed accelerator, it comes with two options. You can run it on the rabbit or the turtle. We have always really stayed on the turtle, but now the turtle will be even slower. The way it sits right now, unless the driven, how do you say that? The drive pulley and the driven pulley? Yeah. If the, I have to look at it, if the other driven pulley is not a different size than this one, then the rabbit speed will not change. But so far the turtle speed is getting slower. Does that make sense? I think so. So let's get this new pulley back on. So if you can see, this pulley is set up to run 4 belts, 3 belts, I think 3 belts, which essentially comes from the 5-speed gearbox behind the cab. That spins the main pulley up there, and that runs everything else on the right side of the combine. Your clean grain elevator, your tailing system, or the rethrash system, the cleaning fan, the wind system, the shaker arms, what walks the grain out the back, well, walks the trash out the back, grain down into the clean grain elevator chain. But that one pulley spins down to this pulley, which then this pulley with another belt, there's a ton of belts. That pulley then has a belt that comes down to the pulley that's on the shaft for what I showed you guys earlier, the feed accelerator. So it is kind of a maze up here, which I'm sure some of you know. I've got most of the belts off right now because we're replacing some and they had to come off to change these pulleys out. But it is a maze of wheels on these combines, and it's all ran off of that main pulley, which comes out of the gearbox.
So let's get down to
We're back.
some loud banging. We got to put a puller on this. It's a tapered shaft. Let's pull that off. And I just snugged that up a little bit. If it don't pop, we'll get an air hammer, tap on it a couple times, and she should. Okay, that came off much easier than the last one I've had to do.
Oh, parts are falling. There goes the key we don't need. Yeah, when I did the pulley on that 5-speed gearbox,
Yeah.
well, let's just say it would crash into the floor because it was bad working height.
Oh my.
I'm gonna go get the other.
You see what I had to do here, because there is threads built in here for this tool, but I didn't have the right size. Well, I do have the right size bolt, but it won't fit through these slots. So I just put nuts on the back side. Away she went. For everyone that realized that we had the dish the wrong way of the pulley, we took it off and fixed it.
Struggling.
All right, now let's just tighten up everything. This is a special homemade socket, 18 millimeter with a pipe welded between. Cut it in half, and works really nice for the long tighteners. Just like that. Speeds that process up a lot. This feels good. We rounded the corner. This one will be done shortly. Or maybe it is done.
Well, we got the
Couple-
belts on. We're missing one belt up top, the little one.
It's ordered. It's ordered, but it's coming.
Otherwise, my goodness.
This thing really didn't need much except all the updates that we're doing to it, like the swept backs and the slowdown kit. That kind of got deeper than I'd like it to have to get.
So one would think having two of the same machines, two 790s, would
Twins.
be nice
Yeah.
for maintenance, and it is, but it's also a task of remembering which one you tightened what on and replaced what on. And
Especially when he jumps from one to the other, I'm like, how do you keep track
gotta
of
go with
where
what
you're
you
at?
got parts for.
We're gonna go over here, see what Brody's been working on. He's been making a lot of noise over here. So like we had mentioned in a different video, we did not see much of any result running furrow force as a closing system versus our Deere closing system that we run a spiked plastic on and then a solid cast iron on. But with that being said, like we said the last time, I know on a wetter year we are going to see massive benefits closing the trench with this. Last year everything was so dry, we didn't have trouble closing the trench. So what we are doing, we're going to do another year of side-by-side for you guys, for our own knowledge, to know if this pays off. 2 years ago we'd seen this work. It was visibly a huge difference, but we only had 4 rows on the planter, so there was really no way of tracking yield. So we're going to continue, do another year, furrow force on the right side, John Deere on the left side, but Brody is welding the update kit into here because the bushings were completely shot, and we were going to limp it through thinking we were going to put furrow force on this winter, but we're going to do another year of side-by-sides. So we're fixing these up so we get some less play in the closing system. Was it a fun process?
Wasn't too bad.
No?
No.
I did the bean planter, but you look like you weld better than me.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think so.
Look at this. Right. They just play in that couch all day long. So the other thing that we are going to be doing to this planter, 2 years ago when we went high speed on here, Precision said to replace the parallel arms. That's this. It's the top support of the actual row unit where it flexes, and as it goes through the field, these move a lot. Now we can get on board saying that they're shot. This hole is oblong, very loose, so we are going to be getting new ones of those. Actually, I think they're special. We'll talk about that when we get them here. They are ordered, so won't be today, but that's going to be a project to cut all the zip ties, replace all the parallel arms. But that should help delta force work better, and also the row to stay true and less slop. It's just one of them wear items. It is a non-greasable point, so it's just going to wear out.
Alright, so we got the slowdown kits for the feed accelerators and the back swept serrated blades on the feed accelerator drum on both combines now. We're also going to go to a 22 tooth sprocket on the track combine. This one had 22 tooth sprocket already, so that will actually slow down the feeder house chain. Just again, the main reason we're doing all this is to try to improve quality of the grain. We think we're getting a lot of cracked kernels through the front of the combine before it ever even gets to the rotor. So the goal here is to fix that. I'm standing next to Air Force One with the tracks. This one went a lot quicker. There's 60 of these on each feed accelerator drum. Got a hang of it after about 30, so we're good to go here. We're now putting the combines back together for the most part, tightening up belts, getting everything ready to park them away. We got to replace the grain tank gearbox up in the hopper on Air Force 2 or on the combine with duals. During the inspection, they thought that the shaft had a little too much movement, so gonna replace that gearbox. Otherwise, we're pretty much done. Well, I climbed up into the other combine here and someone stole our gearbox. And no, I'm not sweating a bunch because I just carried the thing down and it's heavy. No, that's not the reason. It was stolen. Well, you look at this. They left us a brand new one. All right, that'll work.
I am just here for the muscle. As you know, I have none. Oh, way to show off.
Well, what am I supposed to do? You weren't
I'm
there.
balancing.
It's getting lighter.
This one don't have oil in it, so it should be lighter. What
Yeah.
have you done in here?
Oh, no, the story is someone stole the old gearbox, but they left us a new one, so we're gonna put that in.
Okay, good. They pay for the new one?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they know you're not supposed to take that auger apart because it falls down and stuff bends. But they obviously didn't know what they were doing, so.
So I don't know if you guys remember when we did this job, the bubble up tank auger gearbox in Air Force One out in the field, soybeans. Well, this one needs it now. So we are going to replace it. It was not, I would say, too bad, but I think we're gonna rebearing that one and have one on the shelf since this is obviously a known problem to have.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have one of those on the rebuilt on the shelf in case we ever have another major failure. He pinched his finger.
Okay.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, we'll be okay.
I was wondering why you were looking at me strange. Don't wiggle this. This could hurt somebody. Also, sounds like Deere's tank augers. They're coming with a updated tank cover for the tank augers because if you remember right, we crushed this forward one and they welded some gusseting in there and supported it, but it's disformed and I think there's an update coming. So I was told, but it might be summertime before that is released. So that will be a summertime install. Okay, let's get busy. Okay. That was easy. You can tell by all the sweat on his face.
There's always one thing that's gonna cause trouble.
How about two?
Well, if you're here.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. It's the end of the video. A little different this time. Eric had the camera most of the time, so I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you guys later.